Hey guys, it's Christine, also known as IvyWinter. Thank you for joining me for another Disney video. Today's video was a request. Somebody asked, how do you make your next Disney trip better than your last one? And I've been on a lot of Disney trips, so I think I kind of have a good idea of how to do just that and how I try to do it every single time, so I wanted to pass some of those thoughts on to you guys. So the first thing that I try to look at and think of for each future trip is something that I haven't done before. What did you not get to do in the last trip that you really wish you could have? Or maybe it's something that you didn't even think about that you're like, you know what, that sounds really cool. I didn't even know it existed. Maybe it's taking time to go mini golfing at one of the 2 mini golf courses. Maybe it's riding a ride you didn't get to do last time. Maybe you missed an entire park. I know, crazy, but some people have to plan shorter trips and they don't get time to do all of the parks and they have to pick and choose which ones to go to. I think honing in on the things you've never done before makes the next trip more exciting. Doesn't seem redundant or repetitive, or I've seen and done this before. And the great thing about Disney is there's so many things to do that it's easy to find something. I've gone numerous times, I've lost count, and I still have things that I've never done or I haven't done in years that I try to do on each trip just to give myself something to look forward to that's a little bit different. Not that I don't look forward to riding Everest for the 50 millionth time, but having something totally brand new that I don't know what to expect makes it that much more exciting and does make for a better trip. My next bit of advice is, if you can, do try to spend more time. If you had a shorter trip the first time, a lot of people will be like, oh, I'm just doing Disney for 3 or 4 days. I want to see what it's like. Or we're doing a day or two while we're doing other things, and then decide, you know what, I really want to come back and spend more time at the parks. So try to give yourself more days. Maybe it's 1 more, maybe it's 2 more. But to my point from before, try to make a long enough trip where you can do all of the parks and where you really have time to slow down a little bit and relax and enjoy what's happening instead of feeling like you need to run all over the place from one attraction to the other. I think what always makes my next trip better is just giving myself that time and letting myself slow down and enjoy the atmosphere and not feel like I'm bound by reservations and fast passes and all of that. So a little bit more time in your trip, even if it's an extra day, I think will go a long way to make your next one better. Another idea is to save up for a meal that you really want. I think having one really great sit-down meal makes the trip so good. My last trip I did Tiffin's. It is not a cheap restaurant. I did it by myself, and it was such a good meal. Like, it was such a good experience. Like, just the cast members who worked there and the service and the vibe of the place, and I'm so happy that I did it. And I knew I wanted to do it, so I had plenty of time to save up for that meal. So if there's somewhere you've always wanted to eat, 1, make sure you make the reservation as soon as you can, and then save up for it. You can decide to do quick service or bring in your food otherwise, but I think a little bit of that, treat yourself mentality really makes the next trip great. Another bit of advice is, now that you've been to the parks, you know what you love, so prioritize it. Don't feel like you need to go on certain rides if you didn't love them the first time. And if there are certain areas or rides or other things you loved, prioritize that, Like, I absolutely adore spending time in Pandora and just walking around and enjoying it, and I prioritize that. I prioritize Galaxy's Edge because I also love that. I prioritize going on Seven Dwarfs because I think that's a great ride. It's just thinking about the things that you love and making them the priority, and that is the benefit that you have if you've been before, is knowing exactly what you enjoyed from last time and then making that the focus on your next trip. Instant better trip. And my last tip for having a better trip the next time in doing something new is book a tour. There are a lot of tours at Disney World, and a lot of people don't even know these exist. Now, if you want to take a free tour, there are actually some free ones around the resorts. I have a video on that I will link to, so if you just want to save some money but still do something interesting, definitely check those out. But if you do want to spend a little bit of money, I highly recommend taking a tour. Now, you could go big and do the $100 Keys to the Kingdom tour. It's like 4 or 5 hours, half your day. I'm actually thinking of finally booking this for April. But if you don't even want to do that, you don't want to spend that money or time, there are a lot of good tours for like $25, $30. Behind the Seeds, which goes behind Living with the Land, and learn about that and agriculture and technology at Disney. It's about $30 a tour. I did Caring for Giants, which is about the elephants over in Animal Kingdom, also a $30 tour. Each, I think, were only about an hour long or a little over that. So again, a smaller amount of time spent and less money spent, but still a really great experience. I definitely think they make trips better because you're starting to see backstage and behind the scenes and getting a little bit more information about how the parks are run. And I really do think that they add an extra, I don't know, level to your experience, and then having the knowledge of like how those things work is kind of amazing the next time you go on Living with the Land or the next time you go on the safari and see the elephants, to know how they're caring for them. Like, it's just, you get to have this little peek into what goes on in the background while everyone's just enjoying their day. So I think those are really, really great ways to make your next trip so much better. Those are just a few ideas that I had. I have plenty more, but I really want to know in the comments below, what are your favorite ways on making your next trip better? Whether your next trip is your second one, your 20th one, whatever it might be, how do you try to make your next trip better than the last? You can let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, then like it. If you like me, you should subscribe and make videos every single week. I also want to give you guys an invitation to my Discord channel. We have a lot of new faces there, so first of all, thank you to everyone who's joined. It's kind of served multiple purposes now. It was originally created for the book club so people could have discussion between videos and live streams. Then it also turned into part of the TTA podcast, which I do with Rob, and there's a bit of a discussion there around the podcast and this tournament that we're doing of attractions in Disney World. And then there's many other areas you can chat. I mean, we have a parks chat, we have a Disney Plus chat, we have a Rise of the Resistance chat where you can talk about all the spoilers of Rise of the Resistance, video games, movies and TV in general. Like, we love talking about all kinds of things there. There's just been a really great community there. So I want to invite you, if you haven't joined, the link will be below. Please come join. You can be active every day. You can poke your head in once a month. You know, everyone kind of has a different level of activity there, which has been kind of neat just to see everybody come together over their love of Disney. So I really hope to see you there. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, have a great rest of the day. Bye.